Hello and welcome to another episode of Next Week in Gaming. Next week is our September week 1 and there is a lot of stuff happening. There are tons of game releases and we'll try and get through as many as we can. As usual, we'll be covering early access releases, general game releases, news, interviews, bundles and deals and all that kind of stuff. So first up we have the GOG DRM-free Bethesda sale, and this means that Bethesda are now on the list of GOG's publisher catalogues. This is running with 3 sections of games. So first you've got the Elder Scrolls, you then have Doom and Quake, and also the Fallout series. Now the first 2 include Elder Scrolls up to Morrowind, and they're 33% off, as well as the Doom, Doom 2 and Final Doom and Quake, they're also 33% off. And finally you have the Fallout, Fallout 2 and Fallout Tactics, which are 66% off. And if you buy at least one of those games or any of those bundles together, you'll also get Daggerfall and some other stuff for free. So if you don't have Morrowind, now is a very, very good time to buy it. So the first release is one that was supposed to be releasing on early access sometime in August, and we've got a couple of days left, in fact only 1 or 2, and that one's called Dragonflight. So if any of you remember a game on the PlayStation 2 called Drakengard, there was a bit of gameplay in that game where you could call a dragon, jump on it, fly around and just murder lots of things and just cause mass destruction. And it was really pretty cool, or at least I remember it being cool when I was younger. And so Dragonflight LLC are developing this game and dropping it in early access, and it's being published by Blackthorn Media LLC. And in this game, you're literally playing the dragon all the time. You're going around massive, massive areas, and you pretty much can free roam, and you're just destroying lots of things. It's very physicsy, so you can destroy trees, you can completely obliterate castles with their ballistas and everything that they're shooting at you. At the moment, it is a little bit rough around the edges, although some of the core elements are pretty much there. There's going to be a full campaign. Maybe multiplayer, although I'm not too fussed. I'd quite enjoy a Drakengard style single player game quite a bit these days. It's a very unique game, and I'm feeling like it could be quite promising by the time it comes out. So I'm going to keep my eye on that one and maybe review it a few months down the line. So next up we have one of the big AAA releases of the year, and this one's being developed by Avalanche Studios, guys who made Just Cause and Just Cause 2, and that is Mad Max. This is being published by Warner Bros, and that you can probably tell by the fact that a lot of the melee combat is very, very similar to Batman Arkham Asylum and all those other Batman games. Details are actually pretty light. Core gameplay revolves around basically scavenging for supplies, surviving, and scavenging parts and gear so that you can upgrade your vehicle. You can apparently upgrade your vehicle to Kingdom Come, and a lot of the gameplay, besides running around on foot and punching people in the face with Max's meaty fists, is driving around and causing even more destruction. Details on the storyline and general campaign are quite light. It's open world, so there's obviously going to be a lot of map cleanup detail to do, but something about Max finding a nice peaceful area in the middle of the desert to settle down, but that will only happen when he's standing atop the corpses of all his enemies. So that one's releasing on Monday the 31st of August. Next up on the release schedule is another very big AAA game, and this one's by Konami, and that's Metal Gear Solid 5 The Phantom Pain. Hideo Kojima's name has obviously been removed from the credits, however we all know that 90% of this game wouldn't have happened if it weren't for him. Of course, the other 10% of the microtransactions are probably dumped in by Konami themselves. This game takes place about 9 years after the Ground Zeroes game we got a couple of months back, and it will follow the same absolutely ludicrous story that Metal Gear Solid has always had. This one's going to feature a largely open world based style of gameplay. Mother Base has been destroyed in the previous game, so you'll be rebuilding your army and continuing from there. A lot of this is going to be based around pretty much playing however the hell you want, but the core features are of course going to be espionage, stealth and action, like all of the older Metal Gear Solid games. So that one's coming out next week on Tuesday, September the 1st. Next up on the release schedule is an expandalone, and this comes in the form of Company of Heroes The British Forces. This is by Relic, the people who made Company of Heroes Everything and all the Dawn of Wars. And this is being published by Sega. This is being dropped on Thursday next week, and this is going to include 15 new unique units, a unique tech tree, 8 new maps, and the key part about this expandalone is that when you play online on the auto match feature, you will actually be able to play everyone who has all of the other content. So if you only buy British Forces, you can play online multiplayer with other people on different maps that you may not necessarily own in that part of the game. So that's pretty cool. There's not many limits in there. Obviously, there's more than just the token British sniper. Red alert 2, I'm looking at you. And of course, this is going to bring a lot of unique gameplay. So the core mechanics around the British Army is that in this game you have to choose whether you're going to be defensive or highly mobile. It's quite a diverse fighting force. So this isn't just going to be a simple reskin and a few extra things. A lot of the units that you're getting, in addition to all of the standard stuff in Company Heroes, are pretty much unique. So you've got the RAF planes and the old Churchill Crocodile flamethrower. So for those of you that have still been playing Company Heroes, it's nice to see that Relic are still keeping the game up to date and still adding content. So pretty good if you ask me. So on to next week's review title, which will be Frozen Byte Trine 3. So there's been a lot of news up in the air recently about the game's length and the story cliffhangers and general stuff. But it'd be nice to get a first-hand view of it. The weird thing was, I never actually realised the game was releasing from early access until like a couple of days ago when someone let me know. At the same time, I was applying for a press key thinking, oh, it'll be released sometime in the future. Obviously, this game is slightly different from the original two Trines. Whether that's a good thing or not, we shall see next week. This has the 3D weird movement environment instead of the standard 2D puzzle that the game used to be. And to be blatantly honest, the game looks bloody good. I mean, have you seen some of the graphics screenshots there? The game looks amazing. Whether or not the gameplay is good will be another matter, and we'll decide that next week. So tune in next week on Thursday for that review at 12:30. That's it from us on Next Power Up. Check out the video description below for the full original article of this video. As always, in the comments section below, leave what you've been playing. Obviously, next week is a huge week for releases. There's lots and lots of really great games coming out next week. So that just because we've only mentioned a few in this article, that's just because we don't have time. There are a lot of stuff, so check up all of the upcoming releases for next week. There are some real good ones. So whether you're gearing up for next week or whether you're just playing some old trusty favourites, let us know below. Thanks for watching.